Okay, guys, we have some brand new information, at least new to me, regarding the whole Danielle Walters situation, and it's put a spanner in the works to how I was going to cover this situation. I can't lie, but I feel like your mind's going to be blown just like it was with mine when I found this out. So if you're new to this channel, hello, welcome to Anna is Random. I'm Anna, hello, and on this channel we've been deep diving the whole Danielle Walters situation and how unhealthy everything is, and I have my own experience with love bombing, kind of unhealthy timelines in relationships, which makes me very qualified to be talking about this topic, and hence why I wanted to do this series, because I just feel very passionately about this topic. And this is going to be slightly different to what I said I was going to be doing with the next part of this series. In my last video I did say that I was going to be doing the whole 21 part series where they sit on the park bench and she's basically defending the timeline and calling out all the hate comments and why they left the internet and everything else. However, then I was watching actually someone else's video on this topic and I found something out, and like I said, my tiny mind was blown. And this actually goes back to something somebody said in a comments section on, I think, the second video I made about this topic, where somebody said that Lucas, her now fiance, was an Uber driver, and that's actually how they met. They didn't meet at the gym, and there's been a lot of speculation about that, but we officially have the confirmation about that, so we're gonna cover that in today's video. But also we are gonna do part of what I said I was gonna do in my last video, which was we're gonna go through Lucas's account today. The spotlight is all on you, boo, and we're gonna go through some of the very cringeworthy reels and videos that he's posted on his Instagram over the past sort of year or so. Now, if you are unfamiliar, I'm sure a lot of people have done some kind of stalking on Lucas's account. This is Lucas's account. He gained so many followers since he started dating Danielle. Of course, that's not shocking information, but you know, the whole situation of him being an Uber driver is hilarious, because as you can see with his bio, it basically says, well, at the moment it says he's a personal trainer and a nutrition coach and fitness and faith, whatever that means. But he's also kind of come across and marketed himself as pretty much anything from like a visionary to creative to, yeah, the fitness and stuff, and like the, I guess, male confidence coach maybe, but it's all heavily centered on this very mega church Christianity type mindset, which we're gonna get into because we've talked about that kind of thing in previous videos. If you're not caught up with the series, by the way, go and watch the rest of the videos in this series. I think you'll find them very entertaining, and I know a lot of you guys have. A lot of new people have found me through those videos, so hello everybody that's new here. But yeah, so let's go through some of the videos on this account. Again, if you've had a scroll through this already, you probably already know he's got some very cringeworthy videos on his account. You know, a lot of them are shirtless, I've noticed, like this one here where he's talking about some Bible thing. We will get to that in a minute, but we're going to scroll down a little bit. We are also going to be covering their proposal video in today's video, which again, I know we're jumping ahead in the timeline a little bit, but stay with me here. So yeah, let me just find the first one that I wanted to show you, because there are quite a lot. What's interesting actually is if you go down even further down his account and actually going into like 2022, 2023, he was doing like quite a lot of like surfing videos. He was singing at one point. There's quite a few of him. I mean, I won't say he's necessarily a bad singer. It's just cringe. The whole thing is cringe. Like their whole relationship is very cringe. He's very cringe because we know he's fake as fuck. If you've been following the series, then you know what kind of shit's going on here. It's scary. It's sad. We wish that Danielle does not get harmed in this whole situation. But anyway, let's start with this one, because he's talking a lot about feminine energy and harnessing and like men encouraging that femininity to grow and blossom, which I have some thoughts on. So let's start with this video.
I spent 5 years single, and now I'm in a relationship, and I'm just heading to buy flowers to my princess.
Right, okay, first of all, this might just be because he's Brazilian. I don't know if Brazilian men just talk like this on the regular, but the way he's just said, my princess, it's like my stomach wants to exit my body, like, just, you know, my whole stomach's like, nope, we reject life now. this is the kind of thing, and there's actually a comment. I know you can't really read the comments probably because of the way I have to crop the screen for this, but somebody says, I immediately reject flowers bought to cultivate my femininity. We will get into this. But yeah, the way he and then someone's roasted the fact that he's about to pick up carnations from Whole Foods, which I'm not American, so I don't really understand the significance of a whole. I think Whole Foods is a pretty. I mean, we have Whole Foods in the UK. Some in like big places like London. There's one in London, but yeah. Anyway, so we just wanted to point that out because I remember the first time I ever watched this video, and that was my immediate reaction as well. And every single time I've watched it since, I get the same visceral reaction of cringe the way he says princess. But anyway, he's gonna talk about flowers and feminine energy. It's gonna be very cringe.
And one of the greatest reward I have, it's her femininity. And flowers are the seed for this to just blossom. So brothers, we give flowers because we are intelligent.
Listen, what does he mean by femininity? He doesn't go into this. Now listen, I, like many people I'm sure, have listened to male podcasts, okay? Podcasts maybe by like red pill guys occasionally if we've gone down a rabbit hole, and they will talk about femininity in the way where I think he's implying. And I think again this goes back to what we were saying about the whole mega church culty Christianity mindset that people like to adopt, where it's very gender role centered. Now listen, am I completely against gender roles in every aspect? Okay, No, I am not, because there are some elements of biology in there. However, do I think, like, a lot of these guys where women's femininity is based on how much she's in the kitchen and how much she's cleaning the house and raising the kids and stuff? No. No, I do not. Do I think that both people can be breadwinners and make money and be their own boss? Then yeah, absolutely. Do I think that it's also very healthy for men to be helping out with the housework side of things? Yes. Do I actually think that's a necessary part of a healthy relationship as well, especially when you live together? Abso-fucking-lutely. I am the product of a relationship, by the way, that, and I can say this because my parents aren't in the house, they're on holiday at the moment. I am a product of a relationship where the woman does everything and the man does nothing, pretty much. I have been the product of that. I have seen the way that breaks a woman down. Stress is something that women don't handle as well as men, I don't think. This is going to ruffle some feathers. But because our hormones are so sensitive, and stress is the one thing that, out of everything, can knock it for six. And listen, I'm the pure example of this. My period gets delayed pretty much every single month because I'm stressed. Because I have a baseline level of stress at all times, and that's for several reasons. That's like my home environment, because of the stress created by my parental situation and their relationship. That's why I started talking about this point. Work as well. Not being around my boyfriend a lot, who does calm me down. That's the difference. My boyfriend and I have a very healthy relationship, and we are going to be moving in together hopefully soon in the next couple of months, so I'm really looking forward to that because my stress levels are going to go down. I hopefully will be a lot more regulated. Hopefully that's the plan. At least that's what I think is going to happen. I really hope that's what's going to happen, because yeah, our hormones are a lot more sensitive to men. That's true. That's just a biological fact, okay? But when people are talking about this and the way he's talking about it, like, flowers, cultivate femininity. Now listen, we've seen from Danielle's videos, and if you've seen any of Danielle's videos, she gets a lot of flowers, like, from men she dated beforehand, to men, so now obviously to Lucas. People have given her flowers. Now listen, I have never been a flowers woman, okay? Give me a meaningful gift that's actually personalized to me. Now listen, would I be opposed to somebody getting me flowers if they were nice flowers and they suited my personality and they suited my style and my color palette? Absolutely, okay? Fair enough. Do that all you want, but it's not. I feel like flowers is a very. It's not a very thoughtful gift unless you are a woman who loves flowers down, right? And there's a lot of discourse about you know, getting flowers for a woman is bare minimum. And I know I'm ranting a lot about this, and I know someone in my comment section said, just stop, we don't like it when you rant for 10 minutes about random things, but you're still watching the video, right? my watch time is still pretty long, so you're still here, right? And this is necessary. I feel like this is life advice that I can pass on to you guys, whoever's watching this video, you know? But it depends, because obviously flowers, giving someone flowers is a form of gift giving, right? Which is a love language. We all know this. And gift giving is great, but I think it should be way more thoughtful than just, it's like chocolate. It's like when you come around Valentine's Day, and I'm going to watch the rest of the video in a minute. I swear I'm almost done. But it's like when Valentine's Day comes along and like they just get them a card maybe with not really that thoughtful of a note in it. It's just cause, and then they get flowers and chocolate. That's it. That's all they get. That is so low effort to me, it is disgusting. It's like, and I was saying this because I work in retail. It's like my day job. And, well, one of my day jobs. And that's what I was saying, like, around that time. And it was the same with, like, Christmas and Mother's Day as well. When it came to Mothering Sunday, like, it was the same thing. Where it was like, you've got to think about the person. If you actually care about the person, you're going to think, what is this person specifically going to like? And again, if you like flowers, fair enough. But flowers alone don't cultivate femininity. They don't. Okay? Flowers is a very stereotypical way of trying to, I guess he's trying to like cultivate a very stereotypical trad wife version. Go back to the red pill stuff, like trad wife version of femininity, which is very outdated, in my opinion, and doesn't actually reflect the current society we're living in. But let's continue.
You're cultivating her femininity, and I will show you what I'm gonna choose now. A good relationship doesn't come from out of the blue. You need to cultivate that. Have a good day. I spent 5 years single.
Alright, first of all, that was over very quickly. I feel like he could have said a lot more if he was actually meaning to make a good video with that. That's like, what are you trying to do? I know you've only got a short amount of time with reels and stuff where it actually gets spread out, but, you know. And obviously he's got the audience already, cultivated by Danielle, who then found him, you know what I mean? So, but anyway, he's just proved my point. I mean, yeah, in the caption it says, these are her favourite flowers. Fair enough. If she's been indoctrinated into that kind of trad wife version of femininity, then okay. And we're going to get into the more churchy stuff in a minute. But, yeah. A lot of the comments on this I do agree with, and like I was saying, but what I was saying as well is that, yes, allowing a woman to be in a feminine energy as a man is incredibly important, but how do you do that? How do you do that? You make her life easier in more ways than just buying her flowers. Again, flowers are all very well and good if you like flowers. However, flowers is not helping with the housework, helping lift the load and the stress off her shoulders, like we were talking about before. That's, you know, and like you were saying, like a good relationship could just come out of nowhere. You have to work on it. Yeah, you do have to work on it with more than fucking flowers. If he is saying that, yeah, just getting her flowers just cause is enough, then you've got it very, very wrong. Very, very, very wrong, okay? And yeah, just, yes, if it is very important for any men watching this, hello. First of all, don't know how straight men have stumbled across my channel, but hey. But what I would say is you've got to make the effort to make her life easier. Like I was saying, you know, take that stress off her, because stress is not something, again, that female hormones deal with well. So if you want her to be happy, truly happy, you've got to help her regulate those emotions. You've got to help her regulate the stress, be her helping hand. That is how you cultivate feminine energy. That's how you allow a woman to soften, to be more playful, to be more sort of like make her inner child happy, be more silly together. that kind of thing, you know, like, and in a way you could just be yourself with her. Be funny, be silly, just like encourage that energy to come out, and obviously be nice to her, compliment her, do all those things. That's also incredibly important. More than just get her flowers. That's so stereotypical, and again, I have to say, if you like flowers, you like flowers. If gift giving with flowers is your thing, then fair enough. But what I'm saying is, don't listen to this guy when he's saying, you've got to cultivate her femininity, and that's the only reason why. But again, like that comment was saying that I read out, is I would immediately reject fires to cultivate my femininity. And it's like, yeah, what are you trying to say? It is a very icky thing to be saying, and we've said a lot in this series how he's love bombing her. This isn't healthy, this isn't normal, this is manipulation. And unfortunately, we're seeing this more and more in the very mega church, ultra Bible bashing Christianity side of things. It is what it is, because the Bible, if you want to believe those kind of things, does promote that very sort of trad wife type, men at the top, men sort of owning women and being like, women being the lesser class. If that's the kind of thing, like in the Old Testament stuff, like that's the kind of thing you want to believe, then yeah, it's very easy to get trapped down that hole and start talking about the shit that he was trying to say, and like framing things in the way that he's trying to frame them. Again, cultivating a woman's femininity, and not necessarily cultivating it, because I think cultivate is a bad word. You're supposed to allow it to come out. Encourage it, don't cultivate it, because again, it's already in her. The feminine energy is already in her. All you've got to do is create a safe space for that. Be her safe space. Anyway, moving on from that video. I didn't realize I was going to be ranting this much in like the first video, but again, I feel incredibly passionate about this kind of topic, so that's that video. Now, talking about the mega church side of things, I didn't even realize what kind of church they went to. Now listen, from the way that Danielle was talking and the way that Lucas is obviously talking, I just assumed that it was going to be the mega church type sort of very strict rule on sex before marriage kind of thing in the last video, when we talked about her video where she said that they were waiting to have sex before marriage, and that was the theory as to why they were getting married so quickly. And that is a thing that does happen. You know, it is a thing. And then, like I said, when I was going through his profile, especially for this video, I found this, and this is them preparing to go to church together.
This is the perfect
So let's just see how this goes.
Good
To prove
morning.
my point.
Going to the gym before the church. Only 30 minutes.
Okay. One thing I will say, and one thing I will never deny, is that if this man was a good man, we would be applauding. Because, listen, we're not blind. He is a very good-looking Brazilian man. Obviously, he takes care of himself. He's a personal trainer. He's been going to the gym for years. We can see that. That's fine. We'd be very happy for her if he was a good man. But he's not. So let's get into the church stuff.
Here we are. Say hi, babe.
To you?
No, to them.
Hi, babe. Hi there.
Favorite bites.
Mega church, mega church alert, mega church alert, everybody ring the bell, mega church alert, everybody get their drums and electric guitars out, let's sing some bloody Ren Collective or whatever the fuck. Actually, they're an Irish band, you probably won't know that, they probably won't sing a lot of Ren Collective. They probably have their own, like, church band. A lot of these mega churches, like, their church band will be on Spotify and they'll like be releasing their own music. This is listen, I love a bit of Christian rock, okay? My Lighthouse by Ren Collective, go stream that right now. That is a fucking banger, alright? But, and there are a few things by Ren Collective that are actually pretty good. And there's a few like Christian, I made like a Christian playlist back in like 2020, and that has quite a lot of like gospel-y kind of, not gospel, but like kind of Christian folk, Christian rock. So some of it slaps. Some of it slaps. Again, if you're new here, I am a God-believing woman. However, I do not subscribe to this shit, nor do I subscribe to a lot of like churchy things, because I think that church is an institution, and some of the things that go along with it aren't exactly very godly, and Jesus would be flipping tables in a lot of these places. But, which, by the way, is one of my favourite stories from the Bible, is when Jesus is going to the temple, flipping tables, going, "You hypocrites, why are you selling pigeons?" I love it. But yeah, mega church alert. This is the thing. And we were saying this with the Gabby Hanna video as well. She probably goes to a mega church, and that's kind of been confirmed because she made that video where her literally the title was, "Our cult leader like kicked us out of the church" or something. Like, we got kicked out of our cult or something like that. Where she basically like blames the pastor, because I think the pastor had found all of like her old drama videos or something, and then gone, "Yeah, you're not a part of this" or something. I might be getting that wrong, because that was a few months ago. I can't really remember, but mega churches are a big problem. We've all seen like the memes, okay, and all the memes are just, yeah. We're gonna be reading some comments as well, because I found this really big one that's really cool. But anyway, let's carry on.
Nature means it's undeserved.
Oh look.
This is the perfect
it.
summary.
Alright, okay.
Good
that
morning.
Was literally it. There was no substance to that video apart from I could tell I hadn't watched the whole thing. I just paused at the mega church and gone, "Oh my god, confirmed. Mega church cult confirmed." Which was so exciting, because again, we've been talking about all this mega church stuff all over this series, alright? And in the Gabby Hanna video as well. And it was so fun to just be like, "Oh my god, confirmed, I was right." I love being right. Being right is the best thing ever. Okay, especially when it comes to this shit. But yeah, there are some people in the comments saying there's something that just feels off about this whole thing. There's a lot of replies to that. Then this big one, it says, you keep coming across my suggested reels, and I have to say that, oh wait, the comments reek of sad, insecure, lonely people. Oh. This is another one of those things where I skim it and think it's a valid comment, and then it's just the defender. Never mind. Because someone's going, "Please ignore them and keep enjoying a life." I bet she's a cult member as well. Whoever she is. Adriana, whoever you are. Someone underneath this has also said, "Hope she doesn't get hurt. She is so into him." Actually, let's see what the comments of this say. Oh wait, hang on. So someone said she's into the idea of him. And then someone else says, "I think he's gay." Listen, we might. Should I share a story after that? I feel like I'm gonna share a story from like my high school days, about in terms of this, like how the behavior correlates. I don't know if it will, but I'll share it anyway. I think someone says, "I think church looks like a rock concert." Girl, let's see what the replies to this are. There is no wrong way to praise God. Defenders. I agree, but don't call concerts devout solemn prayer. I think more people would worship if it was more inviting. Listen, I have thoughts on that comment. Now listen, I was brought up in the Church of England. I am in a rural northern village, okay? We are a benefice of parishes, and a lot of the conversations around trying to attract more people to church do involve how appealing these mega church, more evangelical type churches are, especially to young people. Someone says churches go to people, the church is geared to young people, young families. Right. Here's the thing. And I have been to a few of these services, okay? It's not like I've just only ever gone to kind of the more traditional Church of England type services, okay? I have been to a range of services. I have been to, obviously, a lot of those services, but I've also been to services at a cathedral. I've been in kind of more higher church services, either on holiday or when I was at university, the church there. I was a choral scholar in the church there. And I've also been to the more mega church, like I say, rock concert kind of style of preaching in church service, right? And a friend in high school of mine was like, their whole family were born again Christians around the time in, like, I want to say year 9, year 10. They started, like, they converted from being Church of England. They abandoned that because of some pathetic fallout over some kids having their phones out at a youth choir service. But anyway, or like the rehearsal, sorry. And then they became born again Christians because they started going to this more evangelical rock concert type of church. And yeah, because I was talking about the whole Lent thing in one of my last videos. No, it was the Gabby Hanna video I was talking about this. So if you missed that, if you missed the context of that, go over to that video. But anyway, I will say, when it comes to the more mega church type things, and, you know, I had a conversation with my parents about this, family members, it's something that comes up quite a lot. is it's all very well and good hyping people up and doing the worship side of things. And hell, listen, I love a bit of Rent Collective. I've seen Rent Collective live. There was an event in Blackpool almost 10 years ago now that I went to. It was like 2018, I think, where some famous American preacher had come to do like some preachy thing, and Rent Collective were there. They were one of the music acts. There were a few music acts there, and they rocked. Okay, they were really good. And that was back in like my first years of really believing in God. It was 2018 because it was the year that I fully like had my come to Jesus moment, where I fully believed and like got the spirituality side of things in me. And I will say that they are very good at hyping that side of things up. If you need that side of things, then yeah, go ahead, go to one of those churches, but don't keep going. There's a brand of church, I don't want to say the name, around the Manchester area that are the mega church side of things, and I will say there are a lot of reviews on those kind of churches. They are very money hungry. It is part of the cult side of things. They are very demanding when it comes to donations. Now listen, we have a collection in the Church of England, you know, this isn't anything new, but we are very much like more relaxed, more kind of optional thing. And the collections in a more traditional war church will be going towards the maintenance of the church. And they've like any church hall that they might be doing, you know, slate roofs, that kind of thing, heating, because a lot of these are very old buildings and they take a lot to heat. And obviously, like the stereotype of church is always freezing cold, that kind of thing, right? However, with the mega church, more culty side of things, that's not always guaranteed. We don't always know where the money is going. And it's a lot more vague, okay, I think is what we can say. Now, again, I don't want to discourage people from going to those kind of churches. If you want somebody to be hyping you up again and like really preaching at you, then fair enough, go to one of those churches, fair enough. But I would really recommend, if you're new to church, I mean, first of all, if you're new to God, read the Bible a little bit. Or maybe just pray a bit, you know. I always want to promote your personal relationship with God versus churches, cults, that kind of thing. Don't, you know, you always want to make sure you're grounded in your spirituality and your relationship with God and follow what he's telling you to do, not what the church is telling you to do. That's two very different things. And again, what I want to say about the preaching side of things is that they tend to repeat a lot with no real substance. At least in the Church of England, one thing I will say, we do actually have like Bible readings and gospel readings, and the sermons are always linked to the Bible readings. In the more culty mega churches, it tends to just be somebody spouting forth and just be saying whatever I guess is coming from them from God, but what's kind of just coming off from the top of their head that they think is going to rile people up to donate money, and and just like sing along and jump up and down and be the rock concert type of thing. Now again, there is nothing inherently bad about that on the surface. However, if you look deeper than that, you can see what's happening. Be very, very careful when it comes to those kind of churches. And again, what we've been saying about the whole very strict Old Testament rules, no sex before marriage, otherwise you'll go to hell, that kind of thing. Also be very careful about that, because that's not what God wants. Okay, that might have been what the ancient people of Israel or Jerusalem or whatever wanted to do, because that was their rules. And not gonna lie, with the religion that's in power now, over in the Middle East, like, the rules have not changed. But in modern society, and in order to thrive in the way that God wants us to, we should not be following those rules, at least not as strictly as those kind of churches will promote. So that's what I wanted to say about that. I'm sure I will say more in future videos, but yeah, that's just what I wanted to say off the back of that one. Because that, again, confirmed to me that, yeah, they are mega church cultists. And again, with all the kind of things that she was talking about her faith and the way they're waiting till marriage to have sex, all that stuff, you know. yeah, it's just one of those things. It's you just have to be incredibly careful.
When a man serves a woman financially,
Here we go.
emotionally, and physically, beyond of having an incredible relationship.
Oh, I'm sorry. And physically? I thought you guys weren't doing physically. Oh my god, I didn't even clock this. I just clicked on this video randomly because it was another one with his shirt off where he looked like he was talking about, and then I saw the caption with flowers in and thought he's probably going to talk about Danielle. Physically? Again, I thought you guys were doing physically. I thought that was the whole point. The fuck? Financially, emotionally, physically, right. First of all, we know from my comment sections on my other videos that you aren't providing financially. Homegirl can provide financially herself all that she needs to. You are not doing anything, my guy. You are not doing anything. And that's fine. That's perfectly fine. But yeah, you are not doing shit for her, and that is the truth all day long. But physically, holy shit. Although this is what we were going, there's someone literally, the first comment is, how are you serving financially? Haha, didn't even clock that. Oh, that is so funny. How is that your business? I think that's his business. He's trying to make, and then someone says he's making it public business by bringing it up. Thank you. We've got someone with common sense in the comments. We love that. He's making it everyone's business by posting this goofy ass reel. Right, okay. I love it when the people with common sense come for the defenders. It's the most beautiful thing. Again, I encourage you to go into the comment sections of both her page and his page, because it is a gold mine in there. But anyway, let's continue.
Relationship, he also changed. He also got more sensitive. He also got better as a human being, you know. Every time we serve as a man, we are killing our ego. It's my ego that I need to kill every day. I have a queen now. I have a princess. I'm gonna serve my queen.
Said it again. He said it again. He's add queen to the mix now. It's not just a princess anymore. It's his queen. Oh my god, it's so bad. It continues to be so bad. Every time it's the same reaction. My skin wants to peel off and my organs want to jump out of my body every time. Every single time he says it. Oh my god. Anyone else have that same reaction? It is crazy. It is absolutely crazy. Have to continue this video. Oh my god. My guy, listen, we all know what you're doing, so you might as well just tell us. You might as well just give it up. Also, the fact that he's literally saying his ego dies every time, it's like, that is also rubbing me the wrong way 100%, because, listen, men are driven by their ego. We know this. Everyone has an ego. Men have egos. That's fine. That's just a fact of life. But the fact that are you saying you have a big ego? I feel like that's what that's trying to imply. Now, obviously, we've been talking about love bombing and that whole situation. So it's making me think that's what he's trying to imply there, where it's like he's got a big ego that he's had to kill off a little bit, I guess, to become more palatable and be able to manipulate her better. That's what's coming across to me with that statement. Anyone else? Leave that in the comments, because that is a very strange comment to say.
Family, my parents, my sister, in the way that God wants me to serve them. Not in my way. Not in the way I'm Lucas, but in the God's way. When a man serves a woman financially, emotionally.
Oh, this is a cringe one, right? Okay. I mean, sure. But of course, we're all doing God's will. Especially if you're a believer in God, if you're spiritual, you know to harness that intuition. We've been talking about intuition a lot in these videos. Obviously, you harness your intuition to do what God wants you to do. Fair enough. But you work with him, not against him. And I guess that's kind of what he's saying here. That's the only bit I will pick out where it's like, okay, we could make some sense of that, but the rest of it is cringe. It's a cringe mess. A cringe mess, okay? Again, what the hell was that ego comment? That was crazy. But yeah, there was one more video I want to mention. Okay, so Obviously, this is the announcement of the engagement. People magazine. We will get into that. Oh my god. And this is the video that I wanted to. Oh wait, is it this one? Yes, it is. It's this one. All right. So this one is more of like a Jesus-y one that I just wanted to mention because it's just interesting what he's saying in this one.
This was the King David story. He was promised to be a king, and his reality didn't make sense. Everyone was against him, and many times when he was in the cave, he was prophesying about his future. Because when he was doing that, your brain started to change. And what changed? His emotions. Because when now you were feeling bad, and you prophesy in the future that the things will be better, and you give this glory to God, you keep yourself in the God's frequency. Now, the fruits that comes to you, it is courage. It is faith, you know? You'll be able to give a smile. You'll be able to say, energy, guys! Start to prophesy about your future and the promises that God make to you. You are strong, you are powerful, and it's written, everything you command in heaven, the earth needs to respond. So start to command, start to give the word, and you will change your emotions, your brain, and you take the power, you take the leadership of the situation. No! This was the King David story.
No, right. You want to know why I'm cringing so hard at that? Because that's manifestation. He is trying to manipulate the Bible and manipulate the story of King David to try and say, this is manifestation. That's what he's talking about. Those who have been on a spiritual journey, who have been through the manifestation phase and tried it and failed and wondered why, like, this is why. It's people like you who fuck up Christianity for the rest of us. Oh my god, this is not normal. Someone in the comments literally said this is dangerously not biblical. Jesus Christ. Someone says, actually, it is biblical. I just don't think he articulated himself the best. Oh, fuck off. Exactly. Right. Someone says, I get that, but he's also saying the power comes from us and our mindset, saying how King David prophesied about his future and how his circumstances change. Not true. Exactly. He's saying that it's so ironic. Okay, because the contrast is just clocked for me. I wonder if it's clocked for you. In the last video, he was literally just talking about how, like, he needs to be doing things in God's way. He needs to be working with God. And we pointed this out. He needs to be working with God to do what he wants him to do. And now he's saying, oh, wait, no, the power comes from you. You need to be saying the word. You need to be doing this. You're the one who changes the story. It's not God anymore. So King David apparently just was not influenced by God at all. It was all him. Again, he's manipulating a Bible story to make it look like manifestation. It is so dangerous. Like that commenter said, it's so dangerously not biblical. Exactly. Do not use the Bible. Okay, I'm sorry, this is going to tickle feathers. Not tickle, ruffle some feathers. It's going to be controversial. Manifestation is not real. Manifestation is not real. Manifestation is not real. Let me say it again. Manifestation is not real. Anyone who has tried to market manifestation to you is just in it for the money. Is in it for the money. 100%. Okay? Because think about it. If there's any influencer who's tried to market manifestation to you consistently as part of their brand, I can guarantee they're coming out with a journal. Am I wrong or am I right or am I wrong? I'm not wrong. They are coming out with some kind of journal. They're obsessed with journaling, and at some point in their career, they're going to come out with a journal that's like a spirituality journal, that's like a manifestation journal, it's like a law of detachment journal, whatever the fuck it is. They are using it. It's a form of capitalism. That's what it is. All day, every day. That is what it is. And here's the thing with manifestation that really pisses me off, because it is very easy to get sucked into that. Very easy to get sucked into. But again, it is so dangerous. So dangerous. Because it brings you away from God. You cannot control. You can a little bit, but inevitably, you cannot control your fate. If he was an actual good preacher, if he's trying to be a preacher, if If you're trying to preach the word of God, what you'd be saying is God has a plan for all of us, and it's going to work out either way, and we can, you know, try and live our best lives and live our lives according to God's word and whatever the hell, and like stick by the 10 Commandments and do all the lovely things, and, you know, keep a positive mindset and pray and keep a close relationship with God, build up that intuition so you know what's from God and what's not, so you can make the right decisions and make your life easier for yourself as much as you possibly can, because that's what a lot of these people say. And I will say that, yeah, having intuition and having spirituality and having faith does make your life easier. I will say that. It's not ooh to say that, like, you know, it does help. It provides a lot of hope in your life. If you're somebody who doesn't have a lot of hope and optimism, then it can help with that. And just having a strong intuition does that anyway, just, you know, FYI. But again, if he was doing this genuinely, I wasn't trying to sell a service. Obviously, he's trying to sell a service. He's like fitness and faith, Christian personal trainer, whatever the fuck. Like life coach, whatever. If he was a genuine person trying to do that, that's the kind of thing he would be preaching, not this shit. I'm really mad about that, actually. I'm so pissed off that he tried to do that. Anyway, let's skip forward. I think that is it. That's everything. There's another video. He cut his hair recently, back to being short like it was a few years ago, and he's talking about how he like cut out sugar. We don't need to do that. But everything else is to do with their engagement, and he does like a few fitness things, and then he keeps walking by the like beach and the river where they got engaged. And anyway, now on to the juicy bit that we're all here for, okay? And this is this Reddit post right here. Let's check if it's doing. Yeah, this Reddit post right here from the Danielle Walters snark. Now, if you want entertainment on the internet, all you have to do is type in your name of your favorite influencer that you like to have a problem with and put snark after it, and oh my god oh my god, you will find some funny things. All right, now again, I watched someone else's video about Danielle Walter, and I saw that they covered this and was like, I have to talk about this on my channel because this is mind-blowing, considering all the things that we've been talking about in terms of him being an Uber driver. That's how they actually met. But considering especially the love bombing aspect and the way he's been trying to court Danielle in the initial stages, obviously my last video we covered when he asked her to be his girlfriend. But this is a post from a month ago. Granted, it was a month ago. But someone said, he was my Uber driver. And obviously we have the screenshot here. Uber X drive with Luke. And it's in San Francisco. So we know it's real. And this person said, now I'm going to read this out to you because you can't see all of it. So I'm going to say, I feel sort of bad posting this because it's like exposing someone. But it's just context. So hopefully that's okay. Let me know if I should delete this. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, he was my Uber driver. He's very talkative and flirty and asked for my Instagram and number, so I gave it to him because I was literally in a car with him and my life with my life in his hands. Yeah, you know, sometimes we do that as woman. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, here are the screenshots. I never replied because I got culty, hippie, RFK loving vibes, which is also why I didn't tip. Feel free to ask questions. By the way, I didn't blur the address because it was all public places I was going to and from. Right, so first of all, let's address the culty, hippie, RFK loving vibes. Now listen, yes, haven't we been talking about that? And yeah, if you go further down in his profile, like I was saying at the beginning of this video, if you want a bit of a fun old time, go over there. It is, oh my god, there are some very culty hippie vibes that he gives off, especially with all the surfing, shirtless all the time. Why is he always shirtless? So many shirtless pics for someone who's meant to be a Christian man. It's okay for, I mean, we've talked about how Danielle is not afraid to show the infant milk supply. I think somebody sent it in the comments on one of my last videos. The comment sections that we were going through under her videos, but you know, like, she's allowed to, you know, the women are supposed to be modest at church, whatever, but like he will always be shirtless, always, and it will be like an open shirt and stuff. Very hypocritical. It's why I don't subscribe to the whole modesty thing, which is what we've talked about before. But anyway, so yeah, Uber X ride with Luke, and this is the message that he sent to her. Now, I think, if I remember rightly, you guys can go back on my other videos and look, but I'm pretty sure Danielle and his first date was coffee. And also, she said that when they met at the gym, which we now know is probably not the case, most likely, because this is how he's been picking up women. Also, this was a while ago. Obviously, this was before they met, and obviously he had 4.1 thousand followers, whereas now he has almost 40k, which is crazy. But again, that's all because of Danielle. And she said that he was asking for her Instagram and her number because she specifically said, she was like, oh, I do social media for a living, so I'll give you my number instead of my Instagram because I probably won't see it if you message me on there. Do you remember? Do you remember that in the fucking underground car park of that gym? Okay. Like, crazy. And, oh wait, actually that was funny because did she actually get in her car and she was talking to us in the car? I feel like, I don't remember. Go back and watch my other videos. I'm not going about myself right now. But yeah, the fact he was like, it was a picture of, I'm pretty sure, the same location. No, it wasn't. It was a completely different location. But it's like some random photo of like some nature view, which, low-key, where's the body buried? You know, kind of thing. If you're looking at that screenshot, if you're looking at that photo, you go in. Oh wait, hang on a minute. That's replied to her story. Never mind. Never mind. Okay, I thought he'd sent her a photo and been like, "Want to come for Pacifica next week?" So he said. So he's replied to her story. Which, first of all, okay. Interesting that that's the way he tried to slide into the DMs after the whole interaction. But he said, "Want to come for a coffee by Pacifica this week?" So yeah, she said he was very flirty, asked for an Instagram, very talkative. And hell, like, we've talked as well about my experience with Uber drivers. Most of them are okay. I mean, in the UK, they're all of a certain ethnicity. I don't think I've ever had. I think I've only ever had like one white Uber driver. But anyway, obviously they're kind of Brazilian. But anyway, but yeah, most of the time, like, they don't really talk. Again, we've had like the odd talkative one, but they've never really been young, and it's never really been outright weird. But somebody, I'm guessing, like, so the comments on this are basically saying a lot of things like, yeah, this is how he picks up women. This is how he's been picking up women. Someone says, don't feel bad posting this. This is the TA I live for. My own life is so boring. This is why we like drama channels, don't we? And someone said, certified creep. Thanks for sharing. Someone has gone into depth as to why he was Danielle's Uber or Instacart driver. I never believed they met at the gym because someone said he'd never posted at the Bay Club before Danielle, and when he approached her at the gym, she was sitting and she didn't know his height difference. However, I found it weird. It was long enough conversation. This is what we were saying. And found out he was a model and ex-engineer but never stood up. Don't buy it. This is what we were saying in the video. If you watch my video, you know this. This is crazy. First day you picked her up from her apartment and she said on video that it's not what she used to do, but it's okay. Davina was like, I know something you don't know. This is also what we were saying. Oh my god. A few months ago, another Walnut said they have mutuals and they met Lucas before because Lucas was an Instacart driver or whatever the fuck. So this is literally it. The dots add up so clearly. The dots just add up so clearly. Now, listen. I said I was going to be reviewing the proposal video in today's video, but it's getting already almost an hour long, and I don't really want to review that right now. So, we're going to finish with that. I want you to leave every juicy thought you have about everything we've talked about in today's video in the comments, because I want to know. I've gone on some rants today. I have gone on some rants. Let's rant on full screen, shall we? I've gone on some rants today, and that's okay. I don't mind. This is why I like doing YouTube videos. I like just having a chat. I know some of you don't like it when I rant on too long, but, you know, it is what it is. This is a commentary channel. It's what you come here for. And, yeah, this is insane. Like I said, when I found that out through someone else's video, I can't remember the name of the girl now who made the video, but I was like, oh my god, this blows this thing wide open. It's crazy. Listen, this whole thing is love bombing and fake from the very beginning, as we've been covering in this series, as we will continue to cover in the rest of this series, and yeah, just be very, very, very careful about these kind of people, especially kind of the, as that person said in the Reddit post, culty, RFK loving vibes, hippie vibes type people, especially in the mega church type. Like, we've been talking about mega churches, kind of dangerous, probably shouldn't go anywhere near them. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, leave every single thought you have, every reaction, everything in the comments down below. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on the rest of this series and any other drama videos that I make. And I'm going to be making a reaction video to the Colleen Ballinger song at some point this week if I get a chance. So that's going to be a fun old time over there. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, if you want to follow me on almost all my other social media, my Instagram especially, that's where I post quite a lot. Make sure to follow that. Name switch will be, as always, at the end of this video, my little outro. And yeah, the saga continues. And the details continue to get even more juicy. And I will see you guys in the next video.